Okay, this is looking at this quiz, the Introduction to Gandhi. Check your understanding. And if you have trouble with this quiz, if you find this is difficult and your score is low, then you can go to here's a link to a study aid in Learn English for this quiz. And I'll talk through the questions that are on the quiz and explain the answers. The first thing you want to do is be sure you understand some of the key words that are used in the quiz. And you can go to the Google Translator if you want. Let's go find that. You go here, and then in the vocabulary resources, you can use Google Translate if there are any of these words that you still don't know. So be sure that you know these important words: born, study, law, job, religion, family, begin, fight, rights, that's the noun when we talk about somebody's rights, find, married, return, close. Let's not close the door, it's clothes that you put on. Simple, how long? How long have you been in this country? Independence, 1,000, year, light, truth. So before you try to do the quiz, you do need to know those words. The first question is, where was Gandhi born? And your choices are South Africa, England, or India. Here's a map. England is here. South Africa is here. India is here. Look at the first sentence in the introduction. You'll see the sentence, Gandhi was an ordinary boy from an ordinary Hindu family in India. And here's the book itself. Here's that first sentence. Gandhi was an ordinary boy from an ordinary Hindu family in India. So the answer is, he was born in India. Question 2, where did Gandhi study law? And here you want to look at the third sentence in the introduction. You'll see he studied law at a college in England. So here's the introduction, and here's first, second, third sentence. He studied law at a college in England. So the answer is England. Question 3, where did Gandhi get his first job? And you see the sentence, the first sentence in the second paragraph. His first job took him to South Africa. If you look at the book, here's the second paragraph. His first job took him to South Africa, and that's the answer. Number 4, what was the religion of Gandhi's family? Muslim, Hindu, or Christian? And these are different religions. Here are Muslims, Hindus in India, and Christians in a church. And you have the first sentence in the introduction. Gandhi was an ordinary boy from an ordinary Hindu family. And there's the sentence in the book. Gandhi was an ordinary boy from an ordinary Hindu family in India. So the answer is Hindu. Where did Gandhi start to fight for the rights of Indians? And this is a little bit harder because you have to look at a whole paragraph. Okay, you have to look at the second paragraph. The first sentence is, his first job took him to South Africa. And then the last sentence in that paragraph is, he started to fight for the rights of Indians. And I know that this whole paragraph is about the same topic. And that's how I know that the answer to this question is South Africa. Okay, why did Gandhi go to England? And this is the third sentence in the first paragraph again. See it here. He studied law at a college in England. So he went to study law. And that's the answer. 7. When did Gandhi return to India? And you need to look at the second sentence in the third paragraph. So I count, here's the first paragraph, second, third paragraph, and here's the second sentence. He came back to India in 1915 in simple white Indian clothes. So that's the answer, 1915. How old was Gandhi when he returned to India? And this is something you need to think about. First, you have to go over to the first sentence in chapter 1 on the next page, where it tells you the year he was born. And here it is in the book. Chapter 1. Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was born in 1869. And then you have to look at the second sentence in the third paragraph of the introduction, that sentence that says he came back to India in 1915. And there it is. He came back to India in 1915. So then you have to do a math problem. 1915, take away 1869, is 46. So that's how old he was when he came back to India. There's the answer. What kind of clothes did Gandhi wear when he went to England? And you find that sentence, the first sentence in the third paragraph. Here's first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph. First sentence, when Gandhi left India in 1893, he wore European clothes. So there's the answer, European clothes. And here's a little bit harder one, number 10. Why did Gandhi wear simple white Indian clothes when he returned to India? Because he wanted to show his people a simple, holy way of life. B, because he was a world leader. C, because he was poor and could not buy expensive clothes. And the answer is the last sentence in the fourth paragraph. And the way we have to look at this is we have to see the connection between this sentence. He came back to India in 1915 in simple white Indian clothes. And then later there's a sentence, he showed them a simple, holy way of life. And because of this word simple, Okay, I can guess there's a connection here between this sentence and this sentence. So this is your answer, because he wanted to show his people a simple, holy way of life. Okay, how long did Gandhi fight for India's independence from Great Britain? And that's a sentence in the reading. In India, Gandhi started to fight for independence from Britain. It took more than 30 years. And here is this information in the story. And there is your answer, more than 30 years. And finally, this is a little bit difficult question that you have to think about. Nehru said, in 1,000 years, people will see that light. It is the light of truth. Okay, what did Nehru mean by the light of truth? The independence of India from Great Britain, or the British Empire, or Gandhi's ideas about nonviolent protest? And you need to think about what kind of word truth is. Truth is a word for a kind of idea. It's not a political event like independence, and it's not a place like the British Empire. Truth is a kind of idea, so your answer is going to be Gandhi's ideas about nonviolent protest.